who you are and whose you are. I come to tell you this morning, we're looking at Peter. Peter was one of Jesus' disciples. One of the 12 disciples of Jesus as he walked with Jesus. Peter was the one that was always outspoken and was willing to learn and was willing to die for Jesus. This man Peter was a man, he was something else. And so he wanted things his way. But he realized something. He couldn't have it his way. It had to be Jesus' way or no way. You know, Peter was willing to go out and do the things for the Lord. You know what I mean? Peter was the one that walked on the water with Jesus. Told Jesus, say, bid me to come to you. That's kind of faith God wanted us today. Bid me to come to you, Lord. Just go walking toward him and he will watch out for you. He will not let you sink and drown in water. He will let you walk through the fire. Come on now, he will let you walk through a troubled land. Let me tell you something. It's Jesus that Peter's talking about. You know, so Peter went on, you know, and Peter denied him when he was supposed to stand by him. He told Peter, he said, before the cock crow 3 times, you're going to die me. And so Peter said, no, Lord, I won't. But see, when in the Garden of Gethsemane, when he asked Peter and James and John to watch with him and pray until he came back just a short distance. But Peter, James, and John were so sleepy, they fell asleep. Some of us are sleeping Christians today too, you know. We're still sleeping. But let me tell you something. They went to sleep and Jesus came back and asked them, could you only pray for me for 1 hour? 1 hour. Just 1 hour. He asked you on Sunday morning to come and be with him for 1 hour. But you know, we came through that 1 hour. Oh, I'm so tired on Sunday morning. I let Friday and Saturday beat me up, and now it's Sunday, I'm tired. You know, let me say something to you this morning. Anyhow, Peter denied him, and Jesus was crucified, and Jesus got up. And he told them, he said, go tell my disciples and Peter. Remember now, he said, go tell my disciples and Peter to meet me in Galilee. See, now he loved Peter. Peter was the one, he told Peter, he said, who do men say that I am? And Peter said, they named names that men say he were. Men say he was John the Baptist. Men say he was this. He was one of the prophets. But he asked Peter, he said, who do you say that I am? And Peter said, thou art the Christ. And he said, upon this rock I will build my church. Yes, upon this, and the gates of hell should not prevail against it. You know, Peter was the one that was always outspoken. Peter was the one that if he was talking to Jesus, he was trying to tell Jesus this and tell Jesus that. And then Jesus looked back and said, get thee behind me, Satan. Because immediately Satan had got into Peter. You see, Satan don't wait for tomorrow to get you. Satan gets you right now, if you let him in. Can I get a witness today? Can I get a witness? But now, when Jesus got up and he was walking by the waterside and he saw Peter and all of them fishing, and you know, it took Peter in particular. He said, Peter, loveth me more than these. And Peter said, yeah, Lord. He said, feed my sheep. Come on, Peter. Loveth me more than these? And he said, Lord, you know I love you. He said, feed my lamb. And he asked him one more time, loveth thou me more than these? And Peter got a little irritated. As you know, Peter was one, he was kind of like a hothead. You know, so Jesus said, I want him to leave my church because I know he'll stay on course. He said, loveth thou me more than these? And people said, Lord, you know I love you, Lord. That's what he wants out of us. He wants us to love him. Now, Peter is telling us today just who we are and whose we are. You know, we find here, he said, we are peculiar people. So I looked at the word peculiar. You know, one's own belonging solely or especially to an individual, not possessed by others of private, personal, or characteristic possessions, and used not own in common or in participation, and purified unto him a peculiar people. I want you to know this morning that you are a peculiar people. You are a peculiar people. He said in this 9th verse, he said, but ye are a chosen generation. Do you think you're chosen this morning? Can I get a witness? Are you chosen this morning? Lord, you can talk to me this morning. Lord, let me know how you feel this morning. You know, the word tells us we are a chosen generation. I'm so glad he chose me. I'm glad I answered his call. My living has been great ever since I put my eyes and mine on Jesus. Nothing had went wrong. Things go wrong, I look at them and look the other way because I know God will take care of it. It is a joy to know that my life is not like it used to be. Living for the world, but living for the Lord. You know, we did a lot of things when we was in the world. We sing, I sing the song, thank God it's Friday, I'm going across the bridge, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But you know, no more I look toward a weekend. Today I look toward those streets of gold paving heaven, that I may walk down the streets of gold one day. So I'm going to live my life here for Jesus. I'm going to live it upright and good for the Lord. You know what I mean? We find ourselves, I'm going to try to live for the Lord, but this whole world always attack us hard. Peter let us know who we are and whose we are in this world today. You know, this ninth verse tells us, it said, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praise of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Come on, I got some of you out here don't want to even clap your hands today. I got some of you don't even want to say amen today. I got some of you say, I'll be glad when he sit down so I can get out of here. You got to realize something. This is your blessing that you can come in and let the word of God fall on your ears today. You know, somebody wanted to be here today and couldn't get here. They were too sick to get here today. You are among the blessed. Yes, sir. You are living another day that the Lord has gave. You know, we should rejoice and be glad in it instead of sitting around mourning. You know, you are a chosen people. Let me tell you something. A peculiar people. There's something peculiar about me. I heard Marvin Gaye say, ain't it peculiar? But he wasn't talking about this peculiar here about God, how peculiar God have made you. Let me tell you something. And he said, you are a royal priesthood and holy nation. You know, a holy nation. I heard Joshua say, for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So when you walk into my house, you walk into Jesus Christ's house. You understand me? You walk into the house of the Lord, because for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. But we find here that when we walk into darkness, darkness has no place in my life now. I am not living for the weekend anymore, but I am living for God, because I now know who I am. So every chance I get, I have to tell it on the mountain. I have to go and tell it in the valley. I have to tell it everywhere I go. I have to tell them about the Lord Jesus Christ. He said, let your light so shine among men that they can see your good works. You got to let your light shine, church. You got to talk about it everywhere you go. You got to let them know that you're saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. You know, Jesus said, if you deny me among men, I'm going to deny you before my Father. Do you want Jesus to deny you before God? I know you want Jesus to say, come on up, my fellow servant. Come on. Come on up to this house. Come on up to these streets paved with gold. I don't know about you, but I don't even know how to walk on gold. Let's go. Talking about, come on up. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I can buy a piece of gold for my neck and I'm going to cherish it. But God said, throw that away. The whole streets up here is made of gold. Let me tell you something. Oh, what a blessing. You know, Jesus said, let your light so shine, so men can see your good works. If you do good works, then you're going to shine. They're going to know who you are and whose you are. You know, church, we are not our own. We are bought and paid for. We belong to God. He brought us out of darkness into his marvelous light. How many of you know when you was walking on the dark side, you couldn't even stop unless you were looking back over your shoulder seeing who was behind you or who was after you? I can remember the days that I would be on the way home and somebody would be following me. I would pass by my house to keep them from going to my house and then damaging my family. But I'm so glad today I don't have to watch my back anymore. Jesus has got my back now. I am a child of God. My Bible tells me that, yes, sir, I am a child of God. Yes, sir. Church, we are not our own. We belong to Jesus. We belong to God. Remember that. You are God's people. You're not your own. But some of us, you know, well, this is mine. I run this. I'm going to do my thing. You know, my thing ain't got no place up in God's thing. It's all about God. He's one and he's all one. You know, verse 10 tells me whose I am. In verse 10 it says, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Look at you. We weren't even a people. We weren't even a people. The Israelites, they call anybody other than them, they call them barbarians. You know, we weren't even a people. But now that we know the Lord and that Jesus died for us, we can come boldly back to the throne of grace, and we are people. We are God's people. But some of us refuse to be obedient. Some of us refuse to do the right thing. And we are going to tell somebody, won't you do the right thing? And knowing ourselves that we ain't got no right in us. Tell me whose I am. I belong to God. God all by himself. Jesus died for that reason, to redeem man back to the Father. Now when I say, Lord, have mercy on me, he have mercy on me. When I say, Lord, have mercy on me, God, I can call on him whenever I need him. He said in his word, he will never leave me nor forsake me. No matter where I go or what I'm doing, he's right there. All I got to say is, Lord, help me, please. You know what I mean? See, some of us, we don't believe in asking the Lord for anything, but I'm going to tell you something. When you're going through what you're going through, you only got to say, help me, Holy Ghost, and the Holy Ghost will step to you, and it will help you. It will help you carry on. Don't be afraid of the Holy Ghost, because the Holy Ghost is there for you. You say, I'm going to go, but I'm going to send the Comforter back to you. The Holy Ghost is your Comforter. It will do everything that you need. He's my all in all. Can I get a witness today? We wake up, he wakes you up in the morning. Come on, he lay you down at night. He takes your work every day. He shows you who you are. You belong to God. Can I get a witness today? Do you belong to God today? Is he your all in all today? Is he all you got today? Did he give you a paycheck this week? Did he put food on your table this week? Did he put a roof over your head this week? Did he order your steps in his word today? Let me tell you something, church. I'm so glad he brought me out of darkness into his marvelous light. I'm so glad today. I'm glad, church, that I heard him. I'm so glad to be a child of God, walking in the way he wants me to walk, talking the way he wants me to talk, living the way he wants me to live, doing the things that he wants me to do. I'm so glad today, church, that on that day when I fell down before God and said, Lord, help me, please, he heard me. I'm so glad that Jesus died for me, church. I'm so glad he died today, church. I'm so glad I don't carry it. He hung there and died in the 6th to the 9th hour, and the dead of the temple was rent. And I heard him say, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. And they lift him up. And he's still drawing. He's still drawing all men unto him. But church, he died, church. He died. Yes, he did. He died. But let me tell you something. On the third day morning, church, on the third day morning, Mary Magdalene went running to the tomb to put her spices and stuff there with Jesus. But the stone was rolled away. He had got up already, church. He had got up. I heard somebody say 3 angels came from heaven and rolled the stone away. And Jesus got up out the tomb. And he approached Mary. As Mary approached him, and he said, Mary, and she said, Rabboni. Yes, sir, she didn't know it was Jesus. But when he called her name, she knew who he was. And he said, touch me not, for I have not yet ascended unto my Father and your Father. Let me see, can I get a witness today? Can I get a witness today? Can I get a witness right now? Can I get somebody to say, thank you, Jesus? Can I get somebody to say, thank you, Lord? Can I get somebody to say, glory, hallelujah, glory, hallelujah? I give the highest praise today, because I know who I am. I know who I am. I'm going to tell you today who you are and whose you are. When you leave today, you should know who you are and whose you are. If you don't know anything else, you should know whose you are. Let the church say, amen. Amen. All standing.